professor when he was given to Washington Institute. He was talking about the area as 4 main elements. And I'm coming to Israel, we see that. No countries, but folks, sects, like Sunni, Shiite, right, Muslim Brotherhood, something like that. And really it was strange for me. So you aim to do that. Why? Because we are to be really the biggest and maybe the only regional power, coming maybe even with Turkey, trying to do that and sort of getting that to be super power. We can see. Okay, so if I talk about the United States, when I was reading the United States, I noticed something. First of all, the United States is preparing a national security strategy almost every 4 or 5 years. 2002, 2006, 2010, amended by Hillary Clinton in 2011 after the Arab Spring, and then 2015. Now I'm giving you 2011, 2015, Obama era, Obama time, if you remember. He was doing it very carefully, very perfectly. He started in 2010-11, but I mean, growing the new threatening. In 2015, how to change the world. It's written like that. The world is like that. 2015, now we changed it from 2011 to 2015, then how to deal with the world in this space. I noticed with him something. Now you can see, he has a vision. The United States must be the only global power state over the world. No other one. No China, no Russia, no back to anyone thinking, try to think to be a global power state as a counterpart pull in front of or against him. He's thinking in a way what? That I have a world which is Asia, Europe, Middle East is a very important part to him, and Americas and Africa, right? So he said that with Asia, I have to redirect my steering from Middle East to Asia. Why? He believes that in Asia, 3 main problems. Number one, China, but he didn't mention, he said, you know, this is the borders of, the sea borders actually, especially South China Sea, so we have to look after that. He said also North Korea, he mentioned North Korea like that. It's like a pain in my head and I would like to finish it. I mean, not finish North Korea, but to deal with a nuclear bomb, because really, nuclear bombs or armaments means instability. Just like that. And the third one, which is most important one, which is other side of China, is more important to Obama economy. Obama believes that 50% of the growth of the United States coming from Asia for the coming next 5 years. And that's why we have to go there. Middle East, he said, I would like to make it secure and stable. That's it. Africa, invest money in Africa. Invest money in Africa because it's open for them. But at the same time, what happened in Africa? Why most of the investments are Chinese? Because if you see the values of all strategies, United States, UK, France, Germany, I didn't mention France and Germany actually, European Union itself, the values are democracy, human rights, rule of law, and so on. Freedom, liberty. And if you want me as a region to deal with you economically, you have to grow up yourself, right, in these values, then I can deal with you. Africa is not doing it. They didn't deal with Africa investment for a long time. China exploited the situation, and now they have investment. Now, very lately, Obama thought, no, we have to go to China. To Africa, to invest with Africa, to be countering China investment over there. Because China is the second economy, right, over the world. It's not to Mr. first, very quickly. You invade everywhere over the world with the money, which I'm very good in that. Thank you. That's my country, I have to protect my country. Okay. The United States believe in profit, domination. Profit and domination. This is the United States idea for where. And that's how they talk. This I mentioned to you, for example, security, prosperity values. All of them, I mean, the Americas, Africa, Middle East, Europe, Asia, you will think of this way. Still thinking of this way. Let me, before I go to UK, about Trump, very quickly, but if you will come. Trump is taking, to be honest, this is my opinion, and you respect all opinions, he's taking things personally. This is the only fault I take against him. but he has a very good mentality in economy, trade, investment. And that's how profit and domination is very workable, right? Because he would like to dominate the world, but not by security, not by political elements, but by economy. And that's why now he redives steering more against China, because he's thinking about economy. He believes that all the countries, the main fuel, we say the strongest fuel is economy to any country, to have influence, global influence everywhere. What about Russia? I don't believe Trump when he says, I will be isolated. There are four policies around the world, for big countries, isolation. As you know, as we say, and it's not workable in those places. Never. You are involved everywhere. And then we say liberal intervention. And it happened with George Bush when he was intervening everywhere or in area of interest, but military and let me say political, which is democracy. And if you want, go with me into democracy, then I will fight. I will fight who's what happened in Iraq and Afghanistan and so on. And then the third one, which is globalization. Obama started, you look like Obama started with globalization. When I say Obama, so anyway, Obama started with globalization, and he believes that it's like liberal intervention, but not with military tool. It's not with democracy. But what's the other culture? Who's trying to invade the cultures, and he didn't succeed. And this is, remember the first word, we are isolated. You don't know our culture very well. So when you impose your idea on my culture, you know what? You will be angry because you don't understand me. I don't understand you. I'm sorry, if you hate me, I hate you. For nothing, that's for misunderstanding of culture. So, after globalization, and he said so in the Obama doctrine, by the way, he said, okay, it's not workable. So I go to the fourth one, which is, it's not globalization, the name is a perfect right, or it's internationalism, by the way. International, with the third one. The fourth policy he mentioned, he said, which is realism. That I have to deal with the world as it is. Stop dealing with the rest. I have to go to the growth. That's why they are against each other in person, but they are doing the same thing. What Obama is doing right now is taking the same steering of, Trump right now is taking the same steering of Obama. But what he's doing, they are against each other. I don't believe it happens before, even Republicans or any presidents of the United States, what they are doing right now. Because personal issue created. But the main reason for the coming strategy after the next country, which is Russia and the US. So UK, very different, very clear. So you know what you want. As one strategy, prosperity and security, but security before prosperity. Even in the Holy Quran, it's written like that, a very small surah, which is security, then prosperity. So, if you notice the Prime Minister, the current one, Theresa May, when she was at the Gulf early this month, when she repeated this word, two words, many times, security and prosperity. Yeah, this is aim. And by the way, this 2015 has been made by David Cameron. The only difference, what she is mentioning, and what he mentioned, that he was keeping to stay in the European Union. But she is one against that. That's why she became the Prime Minister. One of the reasons. I believe that Theresa May would like to tell her people we are doing something different when we are in the Gulf. We're going back to that empire again. When we have some new military bases in Oman and Bahrain. But really, at the same time, it's a good idea. Why? Because now, if you remember, the United States is getting out from the Middle East a little bit. So some strong body must fill the gap, which is UK. Let's deal between the two countries. I think. They didn't mention that, but I believe that. So, and by the way, many people believe that the military bases in the Gulf is recent. That let's do it. No, since 2014, even before, we have agreement. So, but she has specific elements, as I have written in my trial. He has three main objectives. Even he has, and she still has, three main objectives. That it is enlarging the military power. It's serving what we do right now. The second, which is Yeah? Support alliances. We have to support all of our alliances, especially NATO, and create more alliances like the Middle East, as I told you, the Gulf region. Coming to then we have to have influence, which is the second point of strategic goals. The third one, prosperity, as I told you. So defense, which is security, prosperity, and influence. And this is a vision for them. Russia. Yeah. When I was reading it, Russia, we have strategy since 2009, 2022, which is for 12 years maybe. And it was by Medvedev, the previous president of Russia. So Putin came, and he did, which is by end of 2015, something like amendment of the strategy. I noticed something, that he did what he wrote in his strategy, but earlier than that, since 2013. His strategy was summarized in a very simple word, changing from reaction to action, from negative to positive. I'm here. I would like to be your counterpart. You will never be alone, which is your aim. As the United States would like to be the only global power. No, I'm here. How? Okay, I'm thinking. So, you are, you have your values. You have your values. So, if you are NATO, when NATO try to annex any country to NATO, you don't take it like that. It's like European, for example. Okay, do you have reformations? What did you do with your economy? With your political reforms, security reforms, social reforms? And then I check like Montenegro, which is the last one is added right now. Then you are okay, then come to NATO for 2 years as observer. It's like testing time, and then you are signed by the 28 countries who are a member of NATO. But, Russia thought, okay, Ukraine, I have to take it. Very quickly. This is the first positive action he did, I think. First main positive action. And then, annexing Crimea. At the same time, NATO was late, but they thought about Montenegro, as I told you. Why Montenegro? If you see their map, they are bordering Bosnia-Herzegovina, they are bordering Albania, Croatia, which is facing Adriatic Sea to Italy, right? So, and Serbia is behind them, which is the only path to the sea from Russia.